Bad days do not send a calendar invite. They show up unannounced, drain the battery, and dare you to waste a day. The real question is not how to avoid them, but how to run a system that still moves when you do not feel like moving. Goals describe where you want to arrive, but systems move the vehicle. Time is your inventory, the finite stock you allocate. Energy is the electricity that makes anything happen at all. On a rough day, you do not negotiate with physics. You adjust the circuit so a smaller path still carries current and leads to a visible finish. Your brain's work loop can be understood as a short cascade. Dopamine helps you initiate by making the first micro step feel like it might be worth it. Noradrenaline lifts alertness when stakes rise or novelty appears, tightening the signal so you are actually awake to the task. Acetylcholine narrows the lens, stabilizing focus on the specific target rather than the whole horizon. Leaks appear when you swap contexts repeatedly, when your next action is ambiguous, and when the reward is too far away to matter today. Bad days magnify each leak. More tab switching, more vague intentions, and more delayed payoffs. A good system accepts this and reduces drag, shortens the distance from start to reward, and removes the need to negotiate every tiny decision. 3 myths quietly sabotage routine design and deserve a firm reframe. The first is the talent myth, the story that productive people simply possess unusual discipline. What looks like talent is often friction that was removed in advance. The right file opens at launch, the starting sentence is already typed, the scene is set so the hand moves before the mood improves. The second is the motivation myth, the belief that you must feel like working before you begin. In reality, action at a micro scale tends to produce motivation through prediction and tiny wins. The brain updates, this might be worth doing, only after the first inch of progress. The third is the time myth, the assumption that longer sessions are automatically better. On a bad day, the promise of a long session invites postponement and guilt, while a compact high signal block finishes and produces a trace you can see. Reframed. Design beats willpower, action precedes feeling, and finished small beats abandoned big. Evidence from simple, well-run comparisons backs this up. When people form precise if-then links, implementation intentions that tie a cue to a concrete action, they start more reliably, because the brain is not asked to invent the next step in the moment. The decision is stored in memory like a ready macro. If it is 9 in the morning at this desk, then open this file and write 1 line at the top. In another line of work, shrinking the minimum required first action increases completion rates, even when total time remains flexible. The first small win releases enough dopamine to bridge into a second block more often than chance, and the pattern compounds. None of this is mystical. It is attention and reward prediction, behaving as you would expect when the path of least resistance is also the path that counts. 2 levers matter most when a day is already sideways. Reduce start friction and bundle context. Reducing start friction is about lowering drag rather than adding force. Pre-decide the exact first click or the exact first sentence and make it so small it almost feels silly. Put the file path into your calendar entry so you do not search. Leave the working document open in the right view the evening before so the checksum is tiny. The default should be so easy that motion begins before your inner narrator has time to object. The second lever, context bundling, teaches your nervous system to load the right settings without debate. Brains learn in scenes. 1 cue paired with 1 micro task at 1 location and 1 time makes the routine feel familiar and frictionless. The same chair, the same window size, the same document zoom, and the same light soundtrack can remove just enough novelty to keep attention stable. On good days, this looks excessive. On bad days, it is the reason you begin at all. Now make this operational. The aim is not to win a perfect day, but to complete a minimum unit that still moves the project forward and leaves a visible mark. You design the unit so it is small enough to finish without bargaining and crisp enough to count without argument. When it is done, you close a loop the brain can see, and you let a modest reward land immediately so the experience is tagged as worth repeating. This is not about impressing anyone, it is about training a reflex that survives low-power conditions. Run this 20-minute sequence any day, regardless of mood. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Open 1 working file only. No inbox, no feed, no chat. In the first minute, Write a single, concrete next action at the top of the file so you can see it without scrolling. Work on that line for the remaining minutes. If you finish early, write the next line and continue. When the timer ends, create a visible finish mark at the top. The date, the words, block complete, and one short sentence on what moved. Save and close the file. Stand up, take one breath you can feel, and deliver a tiny reward you actually like, such as a short look out the window or a quick verse of a song. The measurable outcome is simple. One named block completed, one visible line recorded, file saved and closed, body moved once, reward delivered. If momentum appears, run a second block after a brief reset. If not, the day still contains a finish. On a heavy day, treat your energy like a shared battery with strict priorities. Protect a single block that actually matters, and let something non-critical slide without guilt for just one day. Think like a power manager, not a hero. You do not keep every light on when the voltage drops. You keep one lamp burning and make sure it illuminates the work that counts. Sleep supports the loop, but you do not need perfection to proceed. What preserves tomorrow is a reliable stop signal tonight. Choose the latest device off time you can hit even when the evening goes wrong, and treat it like catching the last train. That one constraint reduces the midnight domino effect, and your morning self inherits a chance to run the sequence instead of cleaning up chaos. Food decisions can easily interrupt attention, so remove the choice rather than overhauling your diet. Use a single rule during work blocks that you can verify with your eyes. During the block, no food that requires a plate and a fork. It is not a diet, it is a boundary that protects the corridor of focus. Outside the block, eat as you prefer. Movement matters as activation more than as achievement. A 90-second primer, stand up, roll the shoulders, walk to the furthest door and back, changes state enough to help the first minute of the block. You do not need shoes or workout plan. You need a small jolt that tells your nervous system, now we start. You will miss days. The point is not to keep a perfect streak, but to recover at low cost. When you fall off, the reset is immediate and minimal. Next available slot, one 20-minute sequence, marked and rewarded, no catch-up tax. Never try to pay back time, resume the loop forward. The only metric that matters is whether you ran the sequence today, not how pretty the process looked while you did it. What you are building is a humble circuit that keeps flowing when power is low. You are trading personality narratives for physics and design. The smallest reliable unit, started easily, finished visibly, and rewarded immediately, survives more bad days than any motivational speech. The strange bonus is that good days become spectacular because you stack blocks rather than negotiate them. If this helped you design a routine that still moves when you cannot, run the 20-minute sequence once today and leave one visible line at the top of your file before you close the laptop. If you want more experiments like this, you can subscribe or share this with someone who is stuck. But the useful next step is to start the timer and finish one block now.